Hi, I'm Sheilaa Hite, world-class astrologer, tarot master, spellcaster, medium, and all-around magical being. And I'm here today with the astrological news for the last few days of May and the first few days of June. So we begin with, I hope you've got your moon water prepared, or you can stop what you're doing right now and run in there, take that glass or your special glass or a cup or a pitcher and fill it with water and set it where it will catch the rays of the moon. If you don't think you've got that, the real focus is making sure it catches the rays. They're energy rays. It may not be the moon directly shining, but believe me, the magic will happen. So always cover your moon water. Critters will get in otherwise. And at the end of, say, the new moon is on May 30th, say about June 3rd, which is a great day to celebrate a lot of things this year, and I'll tell you why in just a few minutes. You can begin drinking it or using it in cooking or using it in your bath or using it to water plants. It's supercharged, and especially with this one, it's supercharged and it has a lot to offer. So we will start with, so that new moon is at 7:30 a.m. on Monday, May 30th. That's 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So wherever else you are, just adjust your time, adjust your clocks. But definitely, it's a very special new moon. And I took some notes and I'll read to you. This new moon in Gemini, the new moon means that the sun, the light of the sun, and the light of the moon are in the same sign. So they're working together. They're working as one. They're in the same sign and at the same degree. Well, this time, this new moon is also, so you have the sun and the moon, also conjunct or together with a very powerful fixed star. And it's called Aldebaran. I am not sure about the pronunciation, but Aldebaran will do for now. And Aldebaran bestows great gifts or heavy penalties. And you are in charge of whether you receive a great gift or a heavy penalty. The key energies in working with this new sun, new moon together, and the fixed star Aldebaran, the key is integrity and ethics. So if you use the energy of the fixed star with integrity and you use it with great energy, then you can accomplish wonderful things, powerful things. If you misuse its energy, then you will force Aldebaran to pick up the 2x4 of consequences and smack you with it. Nobody's going to like that. So this is a time when you get to make some powerful choices about your life and the direction you're going in, and you get to really either empower yourself or saddle yourself with something that still has to be dealt with. Now then, on Friday, June 3rd, Mercury, the planet of communication, the planet of plans, the planet of, actually it's one of the planets of medicine and healing, of roadways and conduits, the planet of roads, and words, and contracts. Mercury will finally, after more than 3 weeks, go direct. We will be out of Mercury retrograde, heavy-duty, horrible, solitary confinement prison. Now, that is how I described it because, wow, this is really one of the roughest ones, if not the roughest one, I can remember experiencing. To you, if you didn't have that, great. To those of you who did, it'll soon be over. For all of us, it'll soon be over. And we can now pick up the pieces from what we learned, what we experienced. The retrograde is important. It makes us step back and have to slow down and take a look at things. It starts out with retrograde begins with RE. Research, retreat, reconfigure, And that's what it does. It gives us a time to rethink. And now that we've had plenty of time to do that, it will, on Friday the 3rd, June 3rd, go direct. It's been my experience the last few days of the retrograde are the roughest. So hang in there, get yourself something to weigh you down. Ankle weights are fabulous. And keep putting one foot in front of the other. So that's it for planetary energy. Now, there is a planet that is not changing signs, or a planet that directly affects us all the time in an obvious way, although it definitely does directly affect us all the time, but not in an obvious way. Well, on Saturday, June 4th, the planet Saturn is going to go retrograde. I rarely talk about major planets, outer planets that go retrograde, but this is super important. So Saturn is the planet of responsibility. It's the planet of discipline. It's the planet of time. It rules time. And it's also, Saturn is the lord of karma. So Saturn is also the planet that withholds. If you don't do it, it's not giving you the reward. Saturn is the planet, too, of wealth, success, and rewards. So Saturn is that taskmaster. Saturn is the disciplinarian who says, if you do the things that you are supposed to do, I will reward you greatly. If you don't do the things that you're supposed to do, I will remove all of your toys. You will still have to do the thing you're supposed to do. So when Saturn goes retrograde this time, it will be at 25 degrees of Aquarius. There are 30 degrees in each sign. So if you have planets or major points in your chart between 23 and 27 degrees of fixed signs, that's Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, this one's for you. This retrograde is very important for you. It'll help you get what is and isn't working in your life, and it'll help you make better choices that will lead to a greater chance of success. So, during this Saturn retrograde time, you're really going to have to put some things together. What kind of things? You know, the things that you've procrastinated on, the things that you've said, oh, that doesn't have to really have anything to do with me. The things where you said, tomorrow is a good time, or that's not that important, but you really knew tomorrow wasn't a good time, and it is that important. So Saturn is really talking to you about the necessity of being clear, just as the new moon conjunct the fixed star Aldebaran is talking to you about, let's get it together. This is a time to move forward. This is a powerful time in our world to move forward. If we want a better world, we must get up and do what we can to make it a better world. So don't feel left out, though, if you don't have planets close to 25 degrees of a fixed sign. If you don't have planets at 25 degrees of Taurus or Leo or Scorpio or Aquarius, wherever Aquarius is in your chart, that is, whatever house Aquarius is in your natal chart, that's where you need to be scrupulous with self-honesty. And you need to clear out the debris, whatever the debris is, emotional, physical, clear it out and make better choices. By better choices, I don't mean you need to beat yourself up about the choices you made in the past. I mean, if you're being self-honest, you know that there are better or greater ways you can use your energy. And that's what you need to do. Saturn will be retrograde until October 22nd, when it will go direct. And when it goes direct, what that means, hopefully you've done the work and you can get your diploma. So over the next few months, Saturn is going to encourage, I like to say encourage, because if you don't do it, boy, will you feel that 2x4. So Saturn will encourage you to practice self-honesty, and it'll encourage you to complete unfinished projects, unfinished business, and take care of unfinished issues or incomplete issues. So since Saturn is the great disciplinarian, the master of tough love, its strong presence, and its presence will be felt very strongly, its strong presence will be felt as it reminds you to cease procrastinating and get on with it. So it's not going to be all dull hard work, though. Saturn has a great sense of humor, and Saturn is really generous with its rewards. You do your part, and Saturn will meet you. And not just meet you halfway. Saturn is kind of like if you take one step forward, Saturn will take 4, 5, up to 8 or 10 steps towards you. So keep doing the things you need to do, and Saturn will be really glad to recognize that you've done them. So that's it for now. Moon water, the new moon, 7:30 Monday morning, East Coast time. Mercury, thank God, goes direct on June 3rd at 4 a.m. East Coast time. And Saturn will go retrograde on Saturday, June 4th. That's the time. If you've got to clear out old papers, do some shredding. If you've got to handle something emotional, whatever it is, that's the time to get started. So lots of joy, lots of blessings. Wow.